Okay, so the first very quick update here. Obviously, Google has been rolling out its client-side encryption, and now Google Calendar is the latest one to get that. I'm not sure, just a quick poll, is anybody using client-side encryption for any of the apps so far? Just talking to Peter this morning, we're not sure of any schools using it yet. I guess there's a big thumbs down from Sean. No. Thank you, Nate. So yeah, the client-side encryption's out for Google Calendar, so I think we will move on. Shared drives had a couple of updates this month, and the first one was, or I guess the most recent one, was the new setting for content managers. So now a content manager by default, they can manage or they can modify the shared drive. So that comes on by default. And again, if you want to read more about the release, you can just click on the slide and it will take you through to the release. Actually, I was going to save this for a little bit later, but it makes sense to do it now. When you're presenting a Google slide deck in a Google Meet, there's now a share button just on the bottom right-hand corner of the slide deck. And if you click that, then it should share a link, as it has done just now in the chat, of the slide deck that you're presenting. Makes it a lot easier. You can stay in one window. You can present now, of course, your Google Slides. You can navigate between them, and now you can share the link in the chat as well. Okay, now an update to Google Meet. So when you create a Google Meet recording, up until now, it did include captions. This is obviously for Education Plus schools. Now it will include captions from the Google Meet video recording as well. So if you're using captions, it will include those in the Google Meet video recording. Okay, a little update, probably quite important for European schools, I'm guessing, on this, because formatting, localized formatting for Google Sheets or for data is different, obviously, globally. And this one is just enhanced the controls you have for localized formatting when you're importing CSV. So some countries use period, some countries use a comma to differentiate between decimals. And this just defaults to your local setting or your regional setting. Google Sheets got an update, so now you can explore Looker data. So Looker Studio, Looker data that's been imported to Looker Studio, you can explore that now with connected sheets. What that means basically is from Google Sheets, they get some of the powerful data connection tools that you have with Looker Studio. And so it mentions there, of course, is 50+ different data sources. So all of that data you can analyze within Looker Studio, you can now actually analyze within connected sheets or connected sheets as well. And adding on to Google Sheets, I think over a few months ago, we announced a few updates to the function, and Google Sheets has received a number of new functions that you can use. A lot of these are related around transforming arrays, so transforming rows or columns into an array, and then transforming an array into a row or a column as well. This is a really good one if you're using chat spaces, or spaces as are more commonly known now. So in Google Chat, when you create a space with a number of people in it, if you've just got 3 or 4 people, it's very easy to manage the membership of that space. And we found the problem as this community grew is that as soon as you get 10, 20, 50, or 100 people in that space, it becomes very hard to manage the membership. So this is an excellent update for that. It creates basically a new space management screen. When you click on View Members now, you will see a space management screen, and you can see the members much more easily. And not just that, but you'll also see the apps that you have connected as well, because you have some apps and chatbots that you can connect into a chat space. So both of those, big update now just for the management of your space. I think I just demoed this. It's just a quick reminder now that when you're sharing, when you're presenting a slide deck within a call, of course, you can navigate and you can just see it. You probably can't really see it very well there. There's a little share icon that you can click on. And when you click that icon, it just, if I can just do it again, it will share the slide deck in the Google Meet that you're presenting to. So that's just dropped the link to the slide deck into the chat. Okay, this the next update was for Google Calendar. So I think people are quite used to using the appointment schedules now. Now, if you have multiple calendars that you are working across, you have the ability to add these to your appointment scheduling so that it will check your availability when creating your appointment schedule. So what that means is I would create my appointment schedule, say till 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. every day. And then I could add another calendar that I manage. So for example, if I have a role account at a school, for example, tech director, and I have my personal account with the school, I could add those both to my appointment schedule, and it will look across both of those just to check my availability. So it improves the availability reporting when people then go to book your appointment schedule. Okay, I think maybe some people would have heard about this. So Google Meet and Zoom have been becoming a little bit more friendly to each other, and now it's actually possible to work across both. Now, it's important to understand this really only relates to the hardware. So if you're using Google Meet hardware, then you can join Zoom meetings from it, and you can join Google Meet meetings from Zoom. So this is really about the hardware. So if you have the Google Meet hardware or the Zoom hardware, then you can operate in the sort of the opposite platform for using that as well. It doesn't mean that you can join a Google Meet call from a Zoom call. I'm sure Google's not going to enable that anytime soon, but it does mean if you've decked out the school with Google Meet hardware or Zoom hardware, then you got a little bit more functionality and use out of that. Okay, so there is a new beta release for moving folders from My Drive to shared drive. So previously, only admins could do this. Only admins could move drives into shared drives. And now the new beta will allow any user, if they've applied for the beta and they've been accepted, to move folders from their drives to a shared drive. And there's a little bit more information about specific permissions when that happens, but feel free to click through on the release on that.